In the news tonight, Cainview Mocha squatters feel they were unfairly treated 1 year after the demolition of their homes.
Rough, tough. Everything was wrong this year, last year.
And Venezuelan man dies in planting walk fire.
People attempt, people even put ladders trying to help the guy to come out. His foot leave at the window where people was he was trying on his own to come out, but he could not.
1 year after the demolition of their homes and the unwanted slaughter of some of their livestock, Cainview Mocha Arcadia squatters said coping with their losses has not been easy. Some spoke of the separation of their families, living with different relatives, renting apartments, and the loss of income due to the displacement of their livestock. Some were moved to tears upon reflecting on the situation.
Rough. A rough year. Sometimes we still get help from some people. Helping with one things like some food stuff. So we still want to help something.
You believe that?
They tell me that we got to sell out we cattle. They find no land for we cattle. So we got to sell out everything. No, because there's my daily bread. I couldn't sell out everything that I got.
Rough, tough. Everything was wrong this year, last year. Everything was wrong. I start over, yes, but it's not like before. It's more tough because the income that I had for maintain this thing, it's not there. So it's a little more rough right now. I need help. I still need help. I'm not standing firm anymore. I need help. And I need help from the government because we need a home back. We don't have a home. We don't have nothing, for the matter of fact. I don't have nothing. I'm fighting for life right now. Still, a day like today is the 5th a year. I still fighting for life. I had a life at Cainview. Me got a life no more. So I need help. I really need help.
I'm not feeling so good for the 1 year. Many days cry, just feel emotion. The children also, they just feel emotion and think reflection. Even with the cows them, you just keep losing the cows them. They no compensate, you don't know who thief in them and them thing. Living in people's place isn't easy. For the 1 year, it's not easy. And I just saying every day that let things come forward. At least the government could see with us what we were standing for. It's not like if we give up, we stand for give up our rights just so. We stand for the rights. And when down the bulldozers, like they don't have no heart. And today is 1 year, and it really affected us. It touched us from the heart. I can't say anything more.
7 of the squatters did not accept government's compensation, which they felt was not adequate. According to them, no provisions were put in place for their livestock, which is their only source of income. Many of them watched helplessly as their homes came crashing down. They were not allowed to save anything. Fast forward a year later, the access road, which had been built near their homes, is completed. A trench would have separated the squatters from the road. According to the squatters, what is more heartbreaking is on the other side where houses are built. Those houses are closer to the highway than they were located. Overtime MP Nemu Flu Best has stood and lent support to the affected squatters. She said many of them have not gotten back on their feet as yet.
And now the road is completed, you all recognize the opposite side of the road is closer to the highway. The homes on the opposite side of the highway are closer to the highway than where the Cainview people were actually located. There's a canal, a piece of land next to the highway, a canal, and then Cainview. And that tells you that whatever is there in the agenda, only the Creator knows, but they will have to compensate those people. They either compensate them in the right manner, or the Lord will make sure they be compensated somewhere along the line. It's very sad. You know, it's 20 children not being able to go to school. for a while because the uniform destroyed, the books destroyed. They ain't got no home. They sleeping, some children, some is sleeping Sophia by one grandmother, the mother sleeping there. The husband sleeping in Mocha by somebody else. Weekend they try to reach together. And after 1 year, nothing. But we await justice. We await justice.
They estimated their losses to be in the millions. These include livestock, household items, beverages, and other stocks. Member of Parliament Coretta MacDonald called out the government over the treatment of these squatters. She was on the ground to offer support as they reflected on what unfolded on January 5th last year.
We here are described as the new Dubai of the Caribbean, and we still got our poverty level has risen. And this is not what Coretta MacDonald is saying. This is what reports from international agencies are saying. You can't talk about development when ministers got to be buying groceries for citizens in this country. How could that be development? You can't talk about development when people's homes are being bulldozed. You can't talk about development when we got a whole lot of murders, lots of crimes, lots of suicides. That can't be development. And then again, you can't talk about development when you're starving the public servants. Huh?
The government has repeatedly said it made offers of housing and land to the squatters, but these were refused. The government also said that the squatters had made unreasonable demands. Many of those whose houses were demolished had been living on the land for almost 30 years and had invested all they had earned into giving their children a good education and improving their lives. These squatters have since filed legal action against the state.
Drink and taste, you will never decline. Extra lemon and lime, it's the two combined. It's one of a kind. Extra lemon and lime, extra lemon and lime. Taste the citrus in every sip.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who will be 18 years or over by December 31, 2023 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more is eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted a preliminary list of electors, PLE, at popular locations in all the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether your particulars or that of other electors are accurate. You can object to anyone who you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Monday, the 22nd of January 2024. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
I am Avinash Narayan.
First met Avinash through one of my friends, and it was an instant meeting between two souls.
Crystal is a genuine person. She loves fashion.
He's one of those souls that once you meet him, it's hard not to love him.
My grandmother, my mother, and her eldest sister, they were seamstresses. And I guess that's where my inspiration came from. It was very hard for me coming out to my family. Back then, being gay wasn't accepted. There is still a lot of stigma and discrimination attached to us. But at the end of the day, I'm human just like you are.
It's important for me to be an ally on such an important topic because he's my friend. He's also a human being and everybody needs support.
The Guyana Fire Service is investigating the death of a Venezuelan man who perished in a fire at a house in Lot G, Planting Walk, Port Joint, West Bank, Demerara. He was identified as 47-year-old Richard Oze. Richard, who worked as a carpenter at the house, which caught fire, was trapped inside. Reports are that the deceased, who was in the top flat of the building, was found with a foot through the window as he was attempting to escape the fire. Bernadette Gordon, who resides in the United States, owned the house. She said she got up to use the washroom when she saw the blaze.
But I got up to use the bathroom but 2:30, and it's a habit outside. I don't know if my sister do it. When we use the bathroom, we just peep out to see what's happening in the street. And I saw this big blaze reflecting against one of my cousin's house. So I opened my front door and run down the step to see where this blaze was coming from. I thought it was coming from the next yard, but then when I go down to the bottom of the step and look at the side of my yard, it was coming from the corner of my house in the back. But when I opened the door to come out, the vacuum, the air mixed with the fire. And that is where the guy got gas with the, it was so much soot, he could not come out. People even put ladders trying to help the guy to come out. His foot leave at the window where people was he was trying on his own to come out, but he could not, because the soot had already hit him so hard. The loss that I lost cannot compare for someone's life. That is a material thing. I am not a material person. My heart goes out to the people, even though this man is a Venezuelan. My husband is also Venezuelan. So I have a connection with them in many ways. It was nothing in the house. The house was raped before I came here.
She told reporters that she came to Guyana to do some repairs to the house. As a result of the fire, the first floor of the building was destroyed.
I could have lost a 9-year-old and an 8-year-old. And if I did not call my niece at 10 o'clock last night to get her 2 children, they would have been gone too. You see the man that is there? He could testify. He been riding me around for 3 days now. This is where I sleep since I came to this country. I've been sleeping here. But by these people coming after they leave Georgetown to work inside of the house there, I want my presence to be there with them. But the vacuum of me opening the door and the oxygen flying and the fire was in the back. But for me opening the door, everything rushed to the front when the air come in. So I could not go back up the step, but the guy was trying to get out the window, but he couldn't.
Delon Daniels, an occupant, told reporters that he heard the dogs barking around 3, and when he ventured outside, he saw the blaze.
We see the big fire. The most we could do was get them cars out of the way. Nobody could walk through the truck because the flames was right on the side and the back. So we could take some water and we start wet the house and wet in the veranda. So
he was high in praise of the Guyana Fire Service. Up to news time, the origin of the fire was still to be determined. This was the second person to have lost their life in the first week of the new year in a house fire.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions for you to check if you are listed and if your particulars are accurate. If you will be 18 years or over by December 31, 2023, a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. For inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not in the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were last registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person applying for a change or correction in his or her particulars must provide the relevant original documents: birth certificate and deed poll, in the case of a name change by deed poll, marriage certificate and ID card in the case of name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who was registered in her married name but who is now desirous of returning to her maiden name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, naturalization certificate in the case of correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on January 15, 2024. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Anshul. I'm the manager over here at Brooklyn Institute of Vocational Training. We provide home health aid training here. For that, we have flexible classes, which includes morning, evening, and the weekend class. You can choose any class, whichever is convenient for you. Also, this career is now at the peak. This career pay rate increases from 1909 till up to 2109 now. I speak different languages, which includes Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Bangla, and our certificate is recognized all over the New York because we are licensed from Board of Education. Once you graduated from our school, you can work with any agency anywhere in New York. Our address is 110-05 Liberty Avenue, Queens. Guys, I know the name is Brooklyn Institute, but we are located in Queens. I repeat the address, 110-05 Liberty Avenue, Queens. 11419 is our zip code, and my number is 929-386-0092. If you have any questions, you can always call me and I will be happy to answer all your questions. Don't forget to check our website www.myBrooklyninstitute.com. Come join our school and get home health aid certificate, as we like to believe changing lives one student at a time.
To tell you about my mom and how I lost her, it was a very hard reality for me.
I met Crystal through a friend who asked me to speak to her. The first time I saw her, my spirit just took a liking to her. I see Crystal as my daughter. I haven't given birth to Crystal, but I feel as if I do.
I felt alone. I got that support I needed from her.
I understand that Crystal was a lesbian. I choose to accept and embrace and love everybody. I'm a Christian and I believe we are all God's children. God loves everyone.
It's about time we all get educated enough to know that, you know what, everybody is just the same human.
She never questioned it. She just supported me right through it.
So I see her as a young woman full of potential.
Crystal and every gay and lesbian person should be treated with respect in Guyana.
A $35 million contract was signed today for the new 4-lane Mackenzie Wiseman Bridge. Speaking at the signing, President Afanali said the signing of this project is a significant milestone for Region 10.
This is careful planning. This is careful planning with a clear and decisive vision and a clean heart. A heart that sees no barrier. A heart that sees no difference. The only thing the heart sees is the opportunity for the upliftment of the people of our country, all the people of our country. So this new bridge, which will be a 4-lane, precast bridge, 220 meters long, and the bridge must be completed within 2 years. Would carry all the road safety, signage, lighting. It will have a maximum horizontal clearance of 32 meters, a vertical clearance of 11.5 meters, and will be replacing the Mackenzie-Wismar Bridge, which was built by the Demerara Bauxite Company during the period 1966 to 1967. But this bridge is not a standalone infrastructure. And this is where we have to understand the policy frame. This bridge is linked to the 45 bridges we're doing along the Linden-Lethem Highway that would create immense opportunity in positioning Region 10 as an engineering and mechanical hub and a transport and logistics hub, not only for mining, but also for the trade that would exist between Brazil and Guyana.
The project is being funded by the government of Guyana. The contract was awarded to China Railway Construction Caribbean Company Limited. For these and other stories, do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.